too.
So you guys open your textbook and you look at it, and it's overwhelming how much you have to remember. And no matter like how much you cut it down on your own notes, it still feels really, really overwhelming. So today, we're going to be taking you through this creative note-taking technique called ImagiNotes, which will help you remember your information for longer and cut down on your study time. Because I think for many of us, we'd rather die than study. And for many of us, and for many of us, like myself, I would rather die to my mom's wrath than actually study sometimes. So there we go. Yeah, but we feel your pain, and we completely understand, and that's why we do these episodes of ImagiNotes. It's a creative note that helps make your notes brain friendly, so that you remember what you need at a glance. Yeah, so it kind of saves it. And to have beautiful handwriting or buildings, it just needs to, as long as you can draw a circle, a triangle, a square, square, and a line, then you're good. Yeah, you're all set to do ImagiNotes. So there we go. And we always and Joe, if they want to know more about can they do?
You guys can subscribe our channel or like our video or follow us on our Instagram as well.
Yes. Yeah. We hope you guys have been having a wonderful week so far. Thank you, those of you who keep joining us week after week. We are so appreciative of it, and we hope that these these sessions actually help you. Because what we're trying to do is we're actually trying to show you the process of taking notes, because notes usually only make sense to the person taking it. Yeah, the person who gets it after that. I mean, you get the benefit of the fact that someone has condensed the information, but of it being embedded in your long-term memory and therefore cutting down on your study time. So that's kind of why we take you through this. All right. So if you feel like it, I would highly encourage you to grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, and just draw along with us. Okay?
Yay.
Yeah, so today we're going to be continuing with the rates of reaction, creating notes for this.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. So 2 weeks ago, we had concentration and here we're going to condense it. And you're right when I said 2 weeks ago. And Joe is going to fill you in on what happened 2 weeks ago. Last week. Like, why are we only continuing this note 2 weeks from? Yeah. So
last week we were on a break.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No, it was 3 weeks ago, I think. Yeah.
3 weeks ago. Sorry guys. Yeah. We were taking a break. Ooh, someone's having connection.
And then a week before the break was the Halloween episode.
Yes. So we had the Halloween episode where we took you through
the 5 demons or the 5 monsters.
Yep.
So these are the monsters that you use when you're studying. Yep.
Join us for that last week.
Yeah, can watch the video back in the playlist.
Yeah. But essentially our job here is to, we explained a long time ago that for ImagiNotes, this is what happens and why it gets embedded into the long-term memory. So that was in whether it actually works or not. Yes. Yeah. So that was episode 9 or 10. Yes, when we did that.
Hi.
So you guys can look it up there. We're trying to timestamp everything so you guys can find it more easily. There, Joe? All right. Yes, right. No, right?
No. It's just that the internet is quite unstable.
I'll be getting notifications too. So yeah, for those of you who are just joining us, just so you know, our internet connection is rather unstable at the moment. It's such the land of Malaysia, where internet connection is patchy. Although when we did work on Camp Caper in Jakarta, We you didn't hear that. We basically like how to say basically we understood the true meaning of having stable and unreliable internet connection. So in KL here, we can't really like when we call it a jam,
100 times slower. The speed.
it is nothing in comparison to a Jakarta jam, to a Jamkata jam. That's why I call it Jamkata. Okay, there I said it. I'm so sorry, guys, who are staying in Jakarta. It's a beautiful city, but
Really,
the jam is epic.
yeah, with a lot of nice food as well. There we go. Freezing screen.
Connection
Oh no.
on my end, actually. Oh no. Okay, yeah.
It's
For a
okay.
bit, yeah. Well, the ImagiNotes stream site is holding strong.
Ah,
Yeah.
back to normal.
Like, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so it got to a point when we got back, it's like, I'm driving through the Malaysian jam lane and this is nothing. Yeah, because to get to a mall 15 minutes away would take us like 45 minutes to an hour to get there for dinner. Yeah, so that's pretty much our life there. And then the internet connection as well is wunderbar. So we can't complain about the ones here, I feel, but we do sometimes. Okay, all right. What are we at now? Concentration. Oh yeah. So now temperature, rate of. So one of the things that come up quite a bit, that we hear a lot in classes is that people ask us like, how do I know? A lot of students have fear to take notes because they're afraid that something gets asked in here and they don't remember it. Yeah. So Joe, how would you like deal with that? How would you deal with that? Because that's the FOMO, right? Fear of missing out.
Yep.
And school teachers have a knack of actually asking questions that don't belong. I mean that you probably never seen before, and it shows up in your test. So we understand the fear. Yeah. So how would you overcome that, Joe?
Back in our days, we're actually like not allowed to ask any questions.
Not allowed.
Not allowed to ask any questions in the class. Well, basically, they just follow the textbook like 100%. Even the notes on the board also is from like they just copied it and then paste it on the board and then asked us to paste it back to the notebook. So there's no relationship or whatsoever to do with the information given.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what I usually do is I enjoy the drawing most when it comes to science. All the lab reports that you need to do, right? When drawing the apparatus or the setup and all that, then I will take out my rulers and all that, use colorful pens and prettify the notes.
I hated that, so I never did that. I just draw in pencil and done. That's it.
So that's the only part that I enjoy the most when doing all this stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, other than that, not so much.
Like.
Yeah, you have to copy exactly words to words, right? Oops, I'm missing you. Hello, hello, hello. You're freezing again.
Tell the internet stuff.
Oopsie.
Okay, but what I would tell, what I would actually share with the students is that when you take the notes, right? Like so you may not be able to get up 100%, right? But when you take proper notes or when you actually attempt to break it down for yourself, right? That's that process that we seen before, puts it into long-term memory, and then so even if you can't remember 100% because we're not machines to be one, but I would say when you, especially if you take like something like ImagiNotes, you be able to remember like about 80 to 90% of the information for a really long time. Yeah. And even like, okay, let's say you're not that great now. Okay, you know, let's be more pessimistic and conservative, right? Let's just say 60 to 70%. All right. Yeah, okay. That's still passing the paper and that's still a B, right?
Yep.
And then you just need to refine the skill further, right? But it's better than actually like not doing it at all and trying to memorize from here, because reading from the textbook only helps you retain like 10% of whatever you've learned. And then you also have to contend with like the fact that you'll forget it if you don't use it in the span of like a week. Like it will go down to below 20% of what you've read. So, because of the curve of forgetting. So yeah, so like note taking is a skill. Yeah, and it's a skill that you can use like even when you leave school, because that I know that we never learning as adults, and so yeah, you just got to find your own way of being able to remember information. And usually the best way is to upload it on paper, let it remember for you. But there is a process that happens, a magical thing that happens when you're actually taking the note yourself and you're
actually
writing it.
processing the information, right?
Yes, and somehow that helps you retain it a bit more. And then when you top it up with a creative note-taking method like ours, it just like, or like some just like it like super internet. Yeah, I don't know why, but here is
like a robot just now.
okay. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I'm sorry. It has been rather unstable of late. Yeah. Okay, so if you're here, just say hi. If you have any questions, just drop it there. Yeah, sorry. It just occurred to me that maybe we should talk about like, we should address the fear of like taking notes. Yeah, because there's that fear of missing out. Yeah, but it's a skill, and you get better at it with time.
Or
and
fear
then
of asking questions also is part of it. Like in most of the government schools, they don't actually encourage the students to ask. So hence, copy words from words to words from the textbook.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't help.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So if you guys are out there, just know that this is a you can always DM us on the site. And if you're enjoying what you're hearing from us and it's when you're getting value out of it, just hit the subscribe button, hit like. It really help us reach more people like you who have to remember things. Yeah. So yeah, because we want you to have a childhood, instead of being stuck and studying like a lot of our friends and students, because parents are like, oh, you got to get your A's, right? You got to study. I'm worried that you'll not make it.
You got to read more books to get A's. Stop doing stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah. So there we go. And so let's get started. All right. So we're gonna continue with temperature. Yeah. As you can see, I'm not incredibly visual, but like for me, this is like.
Teacher Charles liked and subscribed. Thank you, Teacher Charles.
Taking method that I use. Okay, so next rate of reaction.
Temperature.
Guys, there are all the reasonings for this, no, but we don't like teaching you how to do something without the why, because it's just pointless. There's just too much of that. Like many of us don't even know why we're learning this most of the time. So there we go. Just let us know. Yeah. Ooh. Then I would have been like rejected from the family because I'm old. 0 egg. What is this egg? Okay. No such thing.
At least there's no S.
No blood type F, right? But then O is like 0, right? So there we go. All right. So basically, all right. So for this one, how temperature affects rate of reaction. All right. So for this one, it has to do with basically, yes. Okay, particles gaining energy and they collide more often. So that's essentially it. When you raise the temperature, that's essentially what happens, right? So it's like how when when you try and melt sugar in cold water versus like melting sugar in hot water, this does not dissolve as quickly. So heat often accelerates. So what I would do here is, okay, I would do thingy here. I'm gonna draw Mr. Fire here with sunglasses, and I'm gonna draw him with a bit of like evil flames, a tail.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna draw him with a whip. Sorry, whip. But it was that joke about cool whip. Okay. All right. So cool whip, and then because when heat is present, right, the particles, the poor
They're
particles,
forced to jump around.
particles, sort of like the energy. So I'm gonna do it like a video game where there's that. I'm gonna go plus, and then I'm gonna do like a
Speed up.
yeah, an energy like bar here with the plus sign. I made it. Let's do this. Oh, yeah. Energy.
Shivering.
No choice. The thing worked. Right. So yeah. So when they do, then they move faster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
You can have a haste sign as well.
Sign. Oh, the hazard sign.
A haste.
Oh, haste. Which is how does the haste?
I think it's a wing, like one side of the wing, or a speed boot or something.
Yeah. Speed boot, right? Yeah. Actually, yeah. That's a other great way to represent it as well.
Just imagine RPG.
Yeah, we play a lot of games, so you can see how ImagiNotes is so much fun because like we bring in like all these like you can bring in anything that you like as long as it helps you remember. Yeah. So one way to speed, and we can talk about collision. So and then here I'm gonna draw two particles going ouch. Yeah, so you can definitely use different colors, right? Like you can use green, to show that that's increasing and stuff like that. That's totally fine. Yeah. Okay. So right. And basically there's a note here. There's a note here that for exams, especially like it's one thing to say that the temperature increases or each particle collides with greater force. Okay, so let's make it more ouch. And then they want to say that there's more frequent collisions rather than like greater.
More frequent. Okay.
Yeah. So all right. So what we can do is from here we can go. Normally, if there's something I need to remember, I'll do like a thingy like this, and then I'll say that it's greater collisions plus times higher number. Okay, let's just say of collisions. Yeah. So yeah, this is why taking is like really personal to Holder because this is how I would remember it. Yeah. Let's say I have like let's say down the road like say 3 months from now I open this book and I'm like, what was this again? So it's also okay to label it with words. All right. So you can take a thinner pen and then or you can have a legend here as well. Right? Then you can put here this is for increase. And then you can say that this one is collision. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really up to you, but like remember the cleverer the note, more brilliant the analogy is, the chances of you forgetting what it is later on is higher as well. So do remember to label it, especially like if it's like so far like out that like you're like, damn, no one's gonna think about this. Yeah. So, hi Nat. Yeah. So.
Hello.
So yeah, so no one's gonna think about it, right? And it's not an obvious thing. Yeah, you have to label it. Like yeah, just just write it down, all right, or have a legend, all right. Like it's okay to use some words, yeah, but do kind of like glance. Like if I was studying this, okay, I know that when heat is present, basically the particles more energy, and then which makes them go fast, increases the number of collisions that they have. But in an exam, then not only is it like greater collisions, but frequency as well increases. Yeah, the forces and the frequency is also increased. So there, yeah, and your brain does remember pictures more. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, in case those of you couldn't see it. Okay, so there we go. Next, temperature. We are going into
catalyst.
Light sensitive reactions. Oh, didn't we do catalyst last time? We did.
Oh, I think we did. Okay.
We did.
My bad. Oops, you're freezing again.
Coach. Yeah, I'm gonna use another page for this pen. It's thicker.
Okay, back to normal.
All right, cool. Yeah, so last time I used to use a bigger pen, smaller, but now I'm using a bigger pen. So if you can, try and keep all the notes in one page where you can actually see it at a glance, and that's how you actually can cut down your study time to about.
Use everything to one page.
Yes, yeah. So, but the thing is, that remember the actual like stuff. Obviously, like we're gonna have to like eventually talk how to read the graphs and all that. So we're gonna guest to do that, and we'll be doing the ImagiNote while the guest speaks. Yeah, because we're not science experts, but we are teaching you the skill that will help you, in life and also in your study life. Cut down on study time. Okay. All right.
Teacher Charles say high temperature, greater collision. The hotter the person, the more the person get hit on.
Oh yeah.
Well, if that works for you, that works.
Oh, that looked like an ImagiNote. This would be really fun to draw.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay, we're gonna do what Teacher Charles suggested for fun. Okay. Sorry, Nat. My internet is a bit weird today. Laggy. So
bear with it.
High
it's rainy day.
I'm gonna draw sexy, like if a sexy woman. Okay, Nat, don't laugh, yeah. This is my version of a sexy woman. I'm just gonna draw her body. I'm just gonna draw her body. All right. So which increases the temperature? All right. Yes, definitely. So the more the person gets hit on, it's true. So let's draw some dudes going like
particles.
Then you also have two guys like at the side there.
Collision.
They're like looking, but they're not watching where they're going, and they crash into each other. Right? So it's like, ooh. Okay, forgive my drawing. It's like, ow. Because they were at her at first. This one, yeah, and then make sure you write down.
Like all eyes on her, right?
Sexy legs, I guess, and legs for days, and then in heels. Yeah.
Wow.
Nat is probably laughing right now. Okay, let's just say, okay, hot chick. Ta-da!
Noise.
Okay, I love this, Teacher Charles. All right, cool. Now let's do the last one, light sensitive reactions.
Yep.
Okay.
Is it light sensitive or light sensitive?
Light sensitive, yeah. So light sensitive reactions, I'm gonna have oh dear. This is how I would probably draw it, so I remember.
Is that light bulb?
Oh yeah.
All right. It's a shy light sensitive.
Yeah, very sensitive light. Sees anything?
The crying bulb. Let's name it bulb.
All right. All right.
Like it's sensitive to reaction.
Bulb is sensitive. Okay, great. All right. So basically, all right. The other name for it. So again, you might need to remember this is a chemical
Ah,
reaction. Oh wait, that's my thing for speed. That's reaction. Let's do reaction. Let's do reaction. With like there you go. So it's a photo.
oops. We lost her. And she's back.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry guys. Today's episode is a bit weird. Okay. And today's connection is really, really weird. Okay. So yeah. And basically a photochemical reaction more commonly will be in actually it happens in plants. Where they do photosynthesis.
Oh. Taking photos with the sun.
Yep. So over here they do also talk about how they use energy from to make glucose, and basically that's also the chemical formula for it.
That's where biology coming in, right?
Teacher Charles, need your help here.
Chlorophyll.
CH12O6 plus 6 oxygen. Yeah, so you can put that in there. If your chemical equation understanding is strong, then this would make sense to you. If not, then you have to find a way to like really label it or what. But as much as possible, did I freeze again?
No, you're not.
Okay, because it says here, seems one of my streams is having connection issues. Okay, so but the thing is that
delay from the end. That's why.
okay, all right. So basically, So basically, there is that. Okay, and if you want, also you can also talk about the fact that in the technical fluids, which is probably get asked. Okay, light only affects a few reactions, so that's why this note is going to be really short. Okay, so the ones that you have to know are photosynthesis and conversion of silver bromide to silver, and the reaction of alkanes.
Wow.
Only to remember. So here, you can leave a note for yourself. Okay, where you can say involves photos, and then
Silver bromide to silver.
silver to silver, and then alkanes, which comes at a later chapter. All right, so
Wow.
okay, so there we go. All right, so for this one, get you a teacher who helps you understand the basically how formulas actually work, so that this is something you don't memorize. It's something that you actually understand.
Yes.
Yes, you're not gonna be a chemist. You're not gonna be an Avenger. Like Tony Stark or something, where you need to know deep levels of quantum physics, or science and and what have you, like, or Bruce Banner, who understands radioactivity to the level of like genius, right? The thing is that no knowledge is useless, so that's why and also, like, for many of us, ultimately end up in university. And ultimately in university you get tested this way. So that's kind of why we're doing this as well, because like unless your parents are hip and cool and they say, hey, like, schooling doesn't work, so therefore you can choose it. There are more nowadays. There are more parents nowadays, I realize, but and except that back then, like there aren't many. Like they were too scared. Yeah, but I think there's so many examples of people getting successful without having gone to high school or with a degree. But they are, they are making enough money that they can take care of and more, right? So that's just how it is. Yeah. Okay. So, but anyway, for those of you with parents like that and you want like free time to kind of pursue your other passions, that's why we're doing ImagiNotes, because this cuts down on your study time. Yeah. And we hope it helps you this week. And if you've liked...
Oh, she's freezing again. If you like our videos, please subscribe, hit the subscribe button below, or like our videos, or follow us on our Instagram as well.
Episode so far and enjoyed it in spite. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, if you guys still enjoy it in spite of the freezing, Joe, tell them.
I already told them.
Oh, cool. I missed that
See you
because
next Wednesday.
Yeah, I missed that. I dropped out. And yeah, join us everyone to stay. Really, like, we're just having fun and doing notes together. Okay, so that's all.
Yeah.
We do it. Yes, we're not taking an exam. That's true, but we're opening educational products that will help you kind of get through. So that's why Joe and I also still need to study this. So we thought, why not just do it together? Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Cool. Thank you, Teacher Charles, and thank you, Nad, for joining us, and all of you. Thank you so much for joining us. Next time, if you come around, please say hi. And if you're watching on a later at a later time after this live stream, do drop us, do follow us on social media.
Comment
say
below.
hi. Yes, and DM us if you have topics that you want help with to create an ImagiNote. Yeah, because we might not be able to get through everything because we're only doing once a week, and sometimes like we try and keep and every time we keep it to half an hour, so it's only cover. So we figured that if you told us to you, we can quicker. Although, yeah, like all the notes done for you, we are gonna get there eventually, but we figured doing the live would be the best way to help you. There we go. All right, take care, Nat. Take care, Teacher Charles.
Thanks for joining, guys. See ya. She's freezing again to the end. Oopsie. Is she back? Nope, she's not back.
I don't know. I really need to look into
this. She's back.
I'm back. Yeah, I don't know. I really need to look into this internet thing here. I have no clue. Yeah, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, because I think my phone is stable because I'm using my 4G. Yeah. Okay. Take care, people. Bye-bye. Good night. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Bye.
Bye.